Start broadcasting. So, I am live again. Wow, this is, you'll be like, oh my God, what's going on? Hell has frozen over because we are doing live twice. The thing is, I'm too lazy to go back in my studio this early in the morning and make a video about this subject that I want to make. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm in my office. I have a webcam. I can go live and just put the information out there. I don't need to turn my lights on and put my makeup on and my foundation on, look myself look all pretty. So we're just going to do it this way. Okay? So we're going to do two things. And this is the thing that I wanted to discuss yesterday. I wanted to prepare this yesterday for my class, or not class, I'm sorry, for my live session. But I couldn't because I woke up late and it was Father's Day yesterday. So I had to spend time with my kids. And I'm like, you know what, since I have promised my live sessions on Sunday, let me just do a quick one. So I did that. But this is the one that I really wanted to add before my live session yesterday. So now I'm going to add it. So very interesting thing, and I want you guys all to test this because the more testing, the merrier. Okay. You got to understand this one concept is that fourth from any house is the storage of that house. And it is so funny that I came up with this concept while I'm like just walking in the woods. I always go to the woods, right? Like near my house, just like 2 minutes away from my house, 3 minutes. So I'm just like walking, chilling, and then suddenly just hit me. Fourth from any house is a storage of that house, like whatever is stored. Okay. So then I thought about nakshatra. And then I especially thought about the Ascendant Nakshatra and Moon Nakshatra. Fourth from Ascendant, which is the fourth house. And fourth from your Moon, which could be any house. So your Ascendant is always the first house, so fourth from it will be the fourth house. We know that. Fourth from your Moon Nakshatra could be any house. It could be the first house, second house, third house, fourth house. Like let's say your Moon is in the third house. Okay, in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. Fourth from the Moon becomes the sixth house. So sixth house holds the storage of your Moon. But what does that relate to nakshatra? Well, the thing is, we all know, most of us know nakshatras and have studied nakshatras. Okay, even though it's very hard to memorize their mythology. I mean, remember, 27 nakshatras with a whole chuck of details on this mythology. So I always keep referring to my notes up here. But the activation of the nakshatra, the mythology of the nakshatra? Mythology of the nakshatra will play out in your life fourth from the Ascendant, fourth from the Moon, or any planet you can take. Whatever nakshatra they are in, fourth from it will come alive at some point in your life. When though? When? So let's say your Moon is in Ashwini Nakshatra. And your Moon, let's say, is in the fifth house. Ashwini main themes are dealing with horses, race car driving, health, and sports, and tarot, occult. Many, many themes come about with Ashwini Nakshatra. So because your Moon is in the fifth house, fourth from the Moon becomes the eighth house. Now use the padam chakra concept where each house equals to 1 year. That means the storage of your Moon's karma or your nakshatra karma will become alive at the age of either 8, 20, 32, 44, so on. Your Ascendant Nakshatra, the theme of the Ascendant Nakshatra, will come alive always for everybody at the age of 4, 16, 28, 40, including, I believe, 52. So now go back. If you know the theme of your nakshatra, if you know what your moon nakshatra is, your ascendant nakshatra is, see if those themes really played out in your life at those particular age. So wherever moon is placed, fourth from it, whatever house that is, whatever house it represents through padam chakra, where each house becomes active at a certain age, see if those particular years where your mythology of the nakshatra played out. Let's say some nakshatra represents scandal, relationship scandal, office scandals, sexual scandals. See if they came alive on those particular age. Mostly, I want you guys to try this with moon and ascendant. Moon and ascendant, because these are the most, like, especially ascendant nakshatra is actually much more important than even moon, because your entire karmic cycle is based on the ascendant. Moon represents your past life storage, the hard drive that you're going to use to play out your life in this life. But the theme of your life is actually based on the ascendant nakshatra. Moon simply shows how you're going to take the story of that ascendant nakshatra and use that in this life. So now I want to ask some of you, have this happened? Can you see, go back, if you know what I'm talking about, where your first house equals to first year, second house equals to second year, all the way to the 12th house, which is equals to 12th year of your age. Then first house becomes the 13th year, second house becomes the 14th year. Keep going in cycles. Rohini ascendant, okay, so shows that at the age of 4, 16, 28, 40, you will have Rohini theme play out. Whether it's encounters with opposite sex, becoming popular amongst the opposite sex, arts, creativity, writing, sports cards, perhaps getting into business in those particular age, going after, having sexual scandals. I don't know why you guys are giving me nakshatras here. Revti nakshatra, Mula nakshatra. What am I going to do with that? That doesn't mean anything to me right now. I'm trying to tell you a concept. That fourth from your moon nakshatra, fourth from your ascendant nakshatra, see what the theme of that nakshatra is, use the ages and see if it became activated at that exact same age. But in the comment section, I'm seeing nakshatra. I'm not going to tell you guys what the nakshatra means. I'm already done that several times. But what I want to do now is I'll do a simple thing. Just give me your age and we'll see what the theme of your life is going to be. So give me a age that you're running through. '25th year. Well, this is the year where you're going to focus towards your physical self, your health, your vitality. This is also the period you will engage in relationships. And somehow you're going to be recognized either in your office, your community, or maybe the world. A lot of people will recognize you. Age of 20. This is the period you're going to go through major transformation and changes in life. This is also a period where you will have sudden interest in hidden knowledge, sudden interest in occult. And if you notice, at the age of 20, most people get into wanting to know about their horoscopes and all that. This is also the period where you can deal with inheritance or insurance related issues with the family. 27, you're going to be attaining some sort of a technical skill. You're going to be doing a lot of short distance travel. You are going to be perhaps either changing a job or perhaps even getting a promotion in this period. There's going to be a lot of dealing with friends and siblings. Your interest in social media will suddenly become alive. or maybe you will try to build some website for yourself. Like online communication will become very active. 19, this is the period for your interest to go into relationships, sexual relationships, romantic relationships. You're going to be coming across a lot of people in this time period and dealing with a lot of people around you. Like, for example, at 19, I started working in a department store. Before that, I was just a loner. I was a very introverted guy. I had maybe 2 or 3 friends. At 19, I had to get a job because my parents couldn't afford college. I was going to a junior college. So they're like, if you want to go college, you're going to have to pay for yourself. So then I remember my very first job in a store was JC Penney? Was it JC Penney or was it it was Bad Beth and Beyond. I think that's what it was. And as suddenly at 19, I had to deal with customers. I'm like coming across people. I'm like, how can I help you? Oh, you want to know where the towels are? Let me show you. I was coming across a lot of people in front of me at 19. 23, you're going to, some of your desires might be fulfilled in this period. You're going to become part of a large organization. And in this period, you will also have some sort of a change of title. Like going from maybe supervisor to a manager or changing your job titles. Those things will happen. This is also the period where you'll be greatly interested in exotic animals or wanting to watch like wildlife things. You will be interested in social reform. Mostly you will be all about wanting to get easy gains. How do I get easy gains? At 23, people get kind of lazy. They're like, how do I just get easy gains? I don't want to work hard. That happens at 23. 21, you're going to be doing a lot of long distance travel or trying to attain your higher education while going through long distance travel. You'll definitely go to a temple or mosque or church, whatever your belief system is. This is also the period where your karma with your father will come alive. And this is also the period where you could run into your guru. You'll be learning under some teacher or guru in this period. Most of the time, what happens at 21? You're in college, you're in educational institute, but that's for everybody. But most definitely you will take some sort of a long distance trip. 31, Aradhana Nakshatra, you could actually live far away from your family. You become quite a loner, but at the same time, relationships will happen or marriage could happen in this period. This is also the period you will be very competitive, coming across competition. You will have natural interest in weather in this age. Pushya moon. Well, that doesn't. So 42. The age of 42 will be the age related to dealing with your debts, dealing with your health and wellness. This is also the period where you're either you will continue like get a new service, or you'll be giving yourself to service in some new project. This is also the period you're going to be dealing with quite a bit of competition. 32 completed. That means 33rd is happening. This is definitely the period you're going to go to long distance travel. You're going to find interest in philosophy, religion, spirituality. This is the period where your father will get recognition. And also this is the period where obviously children can come in your life. This is the period where your siblings might actually find themselves getting married. This is also the period where your father's siblings will have great gains in their life. So call them up, see if it happened. 36, you're going to go to foreign lands, foreign places. You're going to do a lot of donations, giving your money a lot, spending a lot of money. This is also the period where you're going to want to be isolated, wanting to be working behind the scenes. 52, you're either going to be purchasing a vehicle fixing something within the home, purchasing a home. You're also going to be wanting to attain and hoard a lot of things. Like at 52, you may want to start collecting things and put them in a closet, storing things a lot in this time period. But definitely, usually at 52, people do invest in land, real estate, or buy gold. At 52, you may actually buy gold. I don't know if that happened. 37th period is a period of your fame, recognition. This is the period where you are definitely going to be, focusing towards your health, your vitality. This is the period where you're going to focus towards your appearance in your body. 39th year, you're going to deal with a lot of issues with the siblings, communication. You are also going to do quite a bit of long distance travel at 39. And this is also the period you will get interested in writing or attaining technical creative skills of hands. 47, your hopes, wishes, and desires can come true. You will gain through elder siblings or through a large organization. Promotions or gain achievements will happen at 47. 44th year, major transformation and changes will happen. You will also deal with insurance, inheritance, wills, and estates-related business. You will find sudden interest in occult, mysticism, sorcery. So obviously, if you're watching me live here on Astrology channel and you're 44, it shows why your interest in occult and mysticism has come about. 24th year, you're going to travel to long-distance places. You're also going to spend a lot of money in this period. And in this period, you're going to have some sort of a secret, maybe some secret sexual relationship, or a long-distance relationship will happen in this period. This is also the period where you will have vivid dreams. Let me see. Was it 24? Yes, 24, you will have very vivid dreams and even like out-of-body experiences. 41, you're going to focus towards learning some new mantras, focusing towards your children's education, speculative gains. You're going to be somehow focused towards investments. Like, how are my investments doing? This is the period where your job can change. Or you can retire, you can change jobs, or some new job opportunity will come. This is the period of where you will gain, your spouse will gain. Either your spouse will have their desires come true, or they will gain, or they will become part of some large organization during your age of 41. 39 years old. I already covered 39, so you can go back and check. 34, there should be a promotion, praises from bosses, and especially dealing and focusing towards your absolute career and your position in your career. Like, this is the year where you're really trying to either go to your boss and ask for promotion, or this is the period you can also attain land and property. This is also the period where somebody from your family could travel to a long distance place. This is also the period if, let me see. This is the period where your spouse may attain some gold jewelry or will attain a property if you're married. Twenty-ninth year. 29th year is a period of romance. This is the period of doing creative things. This is the period of suddenly interested in attending some sport event, some concert. A desire to have children comes about at 29 a lot, especially for women. 29th year is that magic year where a person wants to really have children. This is also the period where gain of fixed assets will happen, like a vehicle, property. 55, 52, 53, 54. This is a year you're going to focus towards your business and your spouse and marriage. This is the period where your children will do a lot of long distance travel or short distance travel, sorry. This is the period where your siblings, your younger sibling may also deal with their issues with their children. This is also the year where you're going to be dealing with a lot of, coming across a lot of people and dealing with competition, doing a lot of negotiations and contract negotiations, business negotiations. 18. At 18, you're going to deal with a lot of competition. A bit of obstacles will come in. You're going to either start putting money on credit cards or you're going to borrow money. Either you're going to borrow money from mother, friend, or some large organization. Pushya 25. Pushya 25, what does that mean? Well, the Pushya theme can play out. You could be in a relationship where the other person runs away with some other person, leaves you hanging while you're so busy in your own studies and your own research. And if you're a Pushya Nakshatra at 25, that means your Ascendant Nakshatra is Pushya. After the age of 33, your life will skyrocket. And from that point onwards, all the way till your last breath, your life will prosper. Like tycoons and business tycoon, entrepreneurs, millionaires, all happens with Pushya Nakshatra. 27 Magha. Well, I don't know which planet it is, but naturally you're going to be connecting with your uncles and grandparents. Suddenly you will start doing something that your ancestors were doing at 27 and trying to attain some sort of a skill, technical knowledge. And you will most definitely do a lot of counseling and teaching in this period as well. I've already covered 35. I have covered 23. I have covered 35, 31, 17. 17 usually is a time for obviously focus towards study, sports, romance, arts, and also you will attend some birthday party. Some child's birthday party will happen at 17. And also at 17, perhaps your paternal grandmother may get sick. She may not be well. But also your maternal grandmother may gain something, may get some sort of a money when you're 17. I've covered 56, 34. I think I've covered pretty much all the ages. But yeah, so my whole theme for today was, please put in the comments about what I said about nakshatra. Look at the mythology of your nakshatra. You'll find this information all over the place. I have made videos with Dr. Arjun Pai. You can go to Dr. Arjun Pai's channel, YouTube channel, and find all the information on nakshatra. See if those themes played out from the ages that I described early on in the video about the karma storage, nakshatra karma storage. Also, I did have yesterday a lot of you, I don't know why it happened, a lot of you were asking me about childbirth. How do we see when the childbirth will happen? So I will quickly tell you. You should know Jaimini because it'll make your life a whole lot easier if you know Jaimini astrology. But first, look at the Maha and Antra Dasha. If Maha Dasha, you're operating, is somehow affecting your 5th house, 5th lord, 9th house, 9th lord of Jupiter, or is in conjunction or is being aspected by these planets, it'll give children. Look at the Antra Dasha. Antra Dasha itself should be connected the same way. Number 3, see what Chara Dasha you're operating. Putra Karka in the Ascendant, 5th from your birth chart, directly opposite to your Chara Dasha. or looking at your ascendant lord of your Charadhasha sign confirms childbirth. Once you do that, look at the transit of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn must aspect the 5th house, 5th lord, 9th house, 9th lord, or Jupiter. And when they do that together, that will trigger, especially for a woman, to get into the process of having children. Okay? You can't do that before that. It has to happen after that. And at the same time, look at Rahu, because Rahu represents time. Time. So Rahu itself should be in aspect to either Jupiter, 5th house, 5th lord, or Putrakarka, PK. Okay, the planet with the 5th highest degree. And then, if you want to narrow things down, and especially look at it either from the moon or the ascendant, especially for a woman. I've seen more evidence in women's chart than man's chart. And also, at the same time, look at the transit of Mars and moon. First, look at Mars. See if Mars is in trine to Jupiter or Kendra from Jupiter. Once that happens, around 8 or 9 months, that will trigger the fact that, okay, now the childbirth is going to come in. Then you look at the position of Venus and Moon. And it's quite a complicated process because the Moon Nakshatra that is operating on the day of the childbirth will have to be some places away from the mother's Moon Nakshatra. This is how you see the childbirth to the day. I have not done it yet. I've only done it to like maybe a month or two. It's so funny, my sister's best friend, who I met last year, I think. Yeah, I went to David Icke's thing last year. And we met at sushi place and she was all talking about childbirth. I'm like, look, just send me your date of birth and I'll look at it. And once I saw like Jupiter and Saturn coming right upon her 5th house impacting Jupiter, I'm like, this is where you're going to have it. And then she just gave birth to a baby boy. So congratulations to them. This is how, and now obviously I want to thank K.N. Rao for this. His book, Children and Karma, easiest book for childbirth. Okay. So anyway, guys, we will see you later. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where all my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the link in the description, astrology.KRS.com. Otherwise, I'll make my regular series by later in the day. Thank you.